Have you ever felt like you're your own worst enemy in trading? What if we told you there's an easy way to turn it around? Today, we're slicing through the chaos, and I'm going to offer you a way to stop making trading mistakes. So stick with me. This could be the game changer you've been looking for. Before we get into the video, I want to take a minute to thank our sponsor. Come on, guys, nobody's sponsoring my video, but I really could use your support. If you like my content and you want more content like this, please hit the subscribe button. Please give me a thumbs up. It helps me out with the algorithm, help get this video out and get my name out there so people can get some information about how to help them be a better trader. Thank you. Oh yeah, and one more thing. I want to give a huge shout out to Rambo. Not that Rambo. Jason Rambo from Trade Pro Academy, the one who gave me the idea for this video, and I really do hope this helps you guys. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Okay, so let's bring on the slide deck. All right, here we go. So this is how you stop making trading errors. In order to stop making trading mistakes, we're going to learn to identify the thought or feeling that leads to trading errors and catching it before you take action on it and replacing it with a thought or feeling that supports your goal. So basically, we're talking about mindfulness and self-awareness. That's what we're really talking about. Because your mind will trick you. Your mind is constantly talking. There's a story that's going on inside your head. Now that story, which is usually in your own voice, right, is what people believe the world is. We see something, experience something, we hear something or read something, and then our mind starts to think about it. And we think that those thoughts in our head are real, that that's what the world really is, but it's not. It's just words. It's just words created by our ego. And we're going to aim to dissect those words, sentences, thoughts, and find out what's really going on inside our minds. That's the key. We need to rise above our thoughts. What we aim to do is rise above our thoughts. We aim to be the observer of our thoughts. We take each thought, each sentence, each idea, and without harsh criticism or judgment, we look at those thoughts. How do they sound? Are they hypercritical? Are they full of fear and doubt and anxiety? And if they are, we aim to change those thoughts. We have to learn to disagree with our thoughts in order to change our minds and put it into a more positive state, a more neutral state. Here's an example of toxic negative thinking. Okay, so we're going to use this as an example. You know, you got this thing and you're trading, you're up here at a good resistance level, you decide you want to try to short it, and then right here, pow. So you put on your short, you try to get filled up here, maybe layer in a little bit, and there's a lot of action. So the question is, how are you thinking during this time? And how are you responding and reacting? You can see it's at a key level. There's obviously sell pressure in here. You see that sell pressure, so you decide, all right, look, I got to get filled. I got to get filled in here because it's just going to disappear and go away without me, right? So you work there, and then you start chasing it down. Okay, you get one on. Now you're waiting for that push, right? That pop to the downside, and you can see that it should roll over based on where it's at. Everything, it's got this wedge forming. You know, it's definitely due for a little bit of a pullback. So you wait and you see if you can maybe get another fill here, and you're hopeful, and you see these big numbers coming in, and there's a lot of activity on the DOM, and the order flow is supporting your theory for sure. And you get filled, and now you have more on, and you're just waiting for this thing to dump, you know, thinking, okay, let me move these down because I'm sure this thing's going to drop 20 handles, right? So there you are, and you're waiting for it to happen. And during this time, how do you think? Are you thinking, oh man, it's going up. Oh no, it's going to go down. Oh man, it's going up. Oh no, like maybe it's going to go. Oh, I'm not sure if I did this right. Or are you just neutral? Are you just waiting for your targets to get hit at this point and not really thinking anything? Now, I'm going to tell you, this particular day that we're looking at right here, it went back and forth and up and down and back and forth and up and down. And it really, really was hard on the nerves if you're not thinking in a way that's correct. So here, now you can see, okay, wait a minute, it's coming back against me. Oh man, I better move my stops up, right? I better move my stops up here because I need a little more room, get above this thing. Here, okay, I'm gonna get my stops out of the way. And then what happens now? You're seeing this thing consolidate. You're sure that it's gonna roll over, but then this happens. Now, how do you start thinking right here on this breakout? First of all, you just took a stop. So, oh man, I just took a stop. Now you're thinking, oh, maybe it's going to go up. Maybe I should just buy right here. I don't know, though. I still think it's going to go down, right? Because of the way that it had been acting here at this point. Now, the reason I'm saying all these things is because what I'm saying right there about, oh, I should buy it. Oh, it should go up. All of that extra thinking and overthinking and the fear and the uncertainty, it causes anxiety. It causes shame and guilt. You start feeling bad, especially after you take the stop, because who doesn't get mad when they take a stop, right? You say, oh, man. Now, the question is, how mad? How mad do you get? Is it, oh, man, I can't believe this? Because if it sounds like that, you're in a bad, bad place. It has to be like neutral. It has to just be like, took a stop. Oh, well, that's fine. And make everything normal and neutral, because the more aggravated I get, the more, upset with the market I get. It doesn't really work. It just will not be able to keep you in a place that you can make objective decisions and be able to execute on your plan. So if you start feeling those thoughts, if you start feeling that anxiety and that pressure, it's time to take a break. It doesn't matter that, don't worry about this. The next trade is coming. You can leave for an hour, 15 minutes, 2 hours. It doesn't matter. Then come back and there'll be another trade. There's always going to be another trade. As long as I don't get so mad that I start throwing away all my money. So anyway, I wanted to replay this because it was just one of those days that and then, okay, maybe you try to short it again up here. It's like, all right, it's moving, but I think it's going to come back down. And then now you're up here. You got a lot of delta. There's good reason that you could short it. I would have rather seen some order flow confirmation, but there's definitely still selling there. You got this big battle going on, and you're hoping that these big orders can drop this thing. So now you're waiting again, or you're on the edge of your seat. Oh man, come on, it has to go down from here. And thinking like that is what causes us to make bad decisions, especially in a situation like this where you're sitting. It's like, I can tell you, you're on the edge of a distribution. It really is a good spot for it to go down, but sometimes that doesn't happen, and it moves, and it keeps moving. So the question is, how can I be neutral during that time? So right now, you can see there's this big battle going on. You got the people, they're pushing it down. You see big orders hitting 600 there, like big orders trying to push this thing down. And then finally, as it starts to come back and you get this glimmer of hope, oh yeah, man, this position's going to work out. This is going to be great. So you're like clenching your fist, you're gritting your teeth, and it's not a good place to be. You have to be neutral in these situations and just let the trade play out. Even if that means once the position's on, just to walk away and then come back and see what happened. Because sitting there staring at it, trying to see every little tick and it moving up and down and driving me crazy with all the anxiety, that's not helpful. It's not going to help. And what it'll do is cause you to scratch, and it'll cause you to make decisions that were not in your trading plan. Okay, so what I do and what I think that the most important thing is, we need to start thinking about what we think about. To start looking at the thoughts and the kind of thoughts that we have when we're trading in our regular life. We need to start taking those apart and looking at them, and really looking at them and see if they line up with the person that I'm trying to be, and if they're moving me towards something or away, right? So say we're watching the market, something happens, big move to the upside, aggressive breakout that we did not anticipate, and it was not in our trading plan, just like you saw. And then what would you think right then? I mean, what exact sentence comes out in your mind? Many people you say, oh man, it's moving. I missed it. I should get in. I should jump in now and try to ride it up. Oh, I better not. What if I get stopped out? I can't afford to lose any more money. That kind of thinking right there is not helpful to trading. And you may think, but Robert, that's not really, it's no big deal, right? It's a huge deal, because it puts you in a state of shame, in a state of guilt, in a state of fear, in a state of anxiety, and it's subtle, and you don't notice because it's all happening automatically. And those are the kind of things that need to change. They really need to change. So changing the thinking. So now that you've seen some of the examples of the types of thinking that can move you away from your goals and your dreams, let's talk about the kind of thinking that can move you towards better outcomes. The first step is to identify what you were thinking while you were entering positions, while you were in the position, and after you close the position. Now, one way you can do this is you can record yourself and speak it out loud as we go back over it, like with a fine-tooth comb, when you're not emotionally involved. So I'm talking about just recording the audio. When you get into the trade, just speak it out loud and record it. Okay, I'm gonna get into this trade here. I see this level, I like it. Whatever your reasoning is, put it on and then talk through it as the trade's going on. And I want you to go and just record it as before you get in, when you get in, or when you're in, and then after. Okay, and then you can take those thoughts that you're having, and after you go back and listen, you can take the thoughts and change them to something better. And the reason is because, and this is why this is important, right here, your cognition, the thoughts that you have, they turn into emotions. And the emotions turn into behaviors, sometimes crazy behaviors. And those behaviors then, and the consequences that you have, are going to affect your thoughts again. These things are all related. The way that you think is the reason, is the way that you think is what causes you to feel. Your feelings are based on what you're thinking. So while I'm watching the market and I'm all entangled and involved in it, and I'm thinking a bunch of things, and I'm making myself, it could even be making myself miserable, right? Angry, mad, whatever. And it all comes from the way that I think. So if it comes from the way that I think, then I need to change the way that I think so I can feel something better. More gratitude, peace, so that I can stay objective. That's the most important thing. So here's examples of different types of negative thinking, toxic thinking. When I'm using the word should've, would've, could've, ought to, any of those are all shame statements. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have done that. I'm just sitting there lashing myself whoosh, whoosh, with a whip. Those kind of thoughts, they have to go. There's no way. I'm watching the market, it breaks out, miss the trade, and it's running. And I'm telling myself, oh, I should have done this, and I should have done that. As if I knew. As if I actually knew what was going to happen. That's the reason that it's insane. It's insane. It's insane to shame myself and tell myself I should have done something when I actually have no idea what was going to happen anyway. That's why it's important not to do it. And the next type of thing is that what if, or what if this happens, what if that happens? That's all anxiety. Those thoughts have to change. I do not know what will happen next. I have to be okay with the fact that I don't know. And that's hard to do, but you can get there with the right commitment and the right attitude. You can get there if you really want to. The self-pity. Oh, God, this is never going to work for me. Oh, this is terrible. I'm just, I don't want to do this. And starting to feel sorry for yourself. And sometimes you can even go and try to find people to feel sorry for you. These kind of thoughts, they have to be changed. Those kind of thoughts have to be let go because they don't move you towards your goal. They don't. Doubt, the uncertainty. These things are all around the fear, and the fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being able to do this. And I'm going to tell you, the power of your mind is absolutely it's incredible how powerful your mind is. You can surrender. You can just surrender the movements of the market. The market's going to do whatever the market's going to do. I really don't have any control over that. The thing I really have control is where I enter, what my risk management is, what my money management is. Those things I have control over. The rest I don't. I have to know that with the acceptance. I just accept it. Market did something, completely out of the ordinary, or went against my plan, or it didn't do what I wanted to. I have to accept that. Just accept it. It is what it is. That's all. Nothing I can do except just step back and look for my next best trade. And I put again, radical acceptance. I mean, really accept it. Really accept it. It does what it does. You cannot control it. There's nothing that you can do. No matter how mad you get, no matter how many courses you study, no matter how many things you try to, learn and listen, you can't. The market's going to do whatever it's going to do. You have to accept that. It's just the way it is. And then have gratitude. I'm grateful today. And I'm not grateful today because I have more money in my bank account. I'm grateful today because I have the opportunity, one thing, to come and try to help people. That's awesome. Love that. But I also have the opportunity to be able to provide for my family. I have the opportunity to do something that is a little bit bigger than what I could have originally imagined in my life. So, and you do too. You have that potential inside you. So no matter what, I'm grateful for that. It doesn't matter if I won or lost today. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for the fact that I can do this. I'm grateful for the fact that I have somewhere to live. I'm grateful for the fact that I have all this technology around me and all this information that no one ever had before. And it's crazy now. There's stuff everywhere to learn from. And you really literally can do whatever you want if you have some patience and discipline and you apply yourself. So yes, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be alive today. We live in the best that we've ever been. We live better than pharaohs did in Egypt. Even if you're watching this, you probably live better than them too. You have an air conditioner, that by itself. Medicine, you need some penicillin, or this is what I'm saying. We are way farther along than this is the best it's ever been. And I want to take advantage of that, right? So whatever happens, happens. Everything will turn out okay in the end because I have faith in my system, even when I take losses. It doesn't matter if I take losses. It doesn't matter because I know that there's another trade coming and I'm going to catch one. I'll catch a big winner, get all of it back, and then I'll be positive again. It's the kind of faith, and I know that will happen because I've seen it happen. I know that it can. So here's some replacements. With the word should. I should have done this. I should have done that. Listen, every time I shame myself, I'm telling myself that I should have known what the market was going to do. But no one actually knows that. No one knows that. No one knows what the direction the market will go at any time. Anyone who claims that they do is absolutely 110% lying to you. No one can know for sure. No one. Here's another way that you can help yourself is like, I'm doing the best that I can. It's okay to miss trades. It's okay. Everything is happening exactly how it happens. Everything's happening the way it's supposed to. It doesn't need me to try to control it and force it. And it's okay. I'm grateful today. Traders don't have to be in the markets at all times. It doesn't. And here's some more like affirmations. I am worthy of success. I am already successful. So go back and listen to your recordings. Record your trades. It doesn't have to be a screen capture, but record it on audio what you were thinking when you entered the trade, and while you're in the trade, and then when you close the trade. I want you to talk and just say everything that you're thinking and record it. That way you can come back and listen to it. Do this 20 times. Get 20 trades together. So I want you to listen to them and look for the patterns. You're going to find patterns. On losing trades, at the end, I get mad and I start shaming myself. I should have done this and I should have done that. I need to stop doing that. That's not helping me, right? Or whatever your patterns. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody, but I want you to do that because then you can go back and listen to them, and you'll see patterns, and you'll see when I win, I get excited. This happens, that happens, whatever. I'm telling myself that I don't know what's going on. Once you put the trade on with your bracket, leave it there and just let it go, and talk through the trade so that you can see where your fears are, what you need to work on, and what you need to change in your thinking to be able to be more calm, collected, and a better trader. So look at how you talk to yourself. Is it helpful or is it hurtful? When you go back and listen to those recordings, are you beating yourself up the whole time? Are you just railing yourself? Because if you are, I guarantee that you have to change it. You cannot move forward. It doesn't matter if it's about trading or anything, because the chances are if you're doing that in trading, you do that to yourself in life, in other areas too. Change all of it. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So when you're outside of trading and you're beating yourself up, stop that. That doesn't help at all. It will not motivate you to do better. It won't. It's the difference between saying, you know what, I think I want to take care of this thing and I'm going to work towards this and I'm going to give that a try. I'll see what I can find out about it and see if I can't maybe put some effort into that. And God, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And I'm worthless. That does not help anybody. It will not work. I promise you it won't. Until that changes, you cannot change anything else, because you'll be in that state of mind where you're just not open to learn. It's like shame and guilt and hurt, trauma, really. Okay, so you have to want this really badly. You have to want this really badly. You can watch my video and you can go back and listen to these things that I'm talking about, even try to go dig and find out more about the shame and the guilt and the different things that psychologically impact us, right? But you have to want this really badly. I'm going to tell you a harsh truth, and this is hurtful to some people, but I don't mean it hurtfully. I don't want to hurt anyone. But no one's coming to save you. You have to do this on your own. You have to put the effort in. No one's coming to save you. No one has some golden ticket that they're going to hand you. It's not going to happen. It comes through work and repetition. No one cares about your trading. No one cares about my trading either. And that's okay. It's fine. You have to be the one that wants to change. So only good traders actually want to change. The ones who don't want to change and grow, they don't get the results that they desire. Because, you know, if you go through your trading session, you don't record anything, you don't journal anything, you don't go back and look. You know, maybe you're up and you're like, yeah, I've got it all figured out. And then the next day you draw down really badly, but you still don't journal and you still don't go back and look, and you throw your hands up in the air. You can't make it like that. You got to go back and look. You have to go back and shine light on the things that you don't want to see and the things you want to see, and look for the patterns. Record the audio and go back and listen to it. I bet you'll be shocked at the way you talk to yourself. Maybe not. Maybe you have a super positive mindset and everything's great and you don't need this video anyway. That's good. But if you don't, go back and listen and try to figure out what it is that you can change about the way you think while you're in the trades, before you get in the trades, to get yourself balanced and centered. That way, when you look at your trade, you can say, you know what, that really is my setup. I feel good about that one, and go in there and not get mad when it doesn't go your way, and then start revenge trading, all the different things that can happen. So anyway, if you guys like this, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Drop a comment down below. Say hi. Ask me a question. If you have a video idea or something that you want me to answer, I'd love to hear those. And I really wish you the best. So do the best you can. I hope that this can help you. And I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.